Ghost of John Hammond, don't tell me it's just a delay. So I'm certain that by now all of you have heard the unfortunate news on Jurassic World Dominion, and... well, dang it! Just when filming was almost complete, right after the recent word from Colin Trevorrow that they were exactly on schedule. It happens. I was prepared months ago during the 4-month hiatus. I was prepared for this to happen. But then things started to go so well again, and the cast and crew seemed completely undeterred by the delay. And it was really looking promising that we would be getting this movie just 8 months from now. And yet, quite out of the blue, it has been decided that Jurassic World Dominion is being pushed back 1 full year to June 10th, 2022. So, what do I think? I see little sense in this, to be honest. I mean, on one hand, I'm kind of glad that if it becomes obvious later down the road that this had to happen, that they're making this decision now as opposed to closer to June 11th. And it is obvious that people just aren't ready to go back to the theater as of this moment. This shows in the fact that Tenet was an unfortunate box office flop, and Regal Cinemas has decided to close their doors once again, as there are no major blockbuster releases until Wonder Woman 1984 on Christmas Day, and who knows if that'll last. But still, we're talking about 8 months out. We don't know if at that time things are going to be as they are now. I mean, we might have beaten the virus by then, and God willing we will soon. So the only other reason I can think of is because of the release schedule, and Universal does have some big films coming out before June 11th, at least as of this moment, like No Time to Die in early April, and Fast and Furious 9, which, to be fair, they did set only 2 weeks before June 11th, so it's understandable that they would see it as too risky to have 2 installments from their biggest money-making franchises that close together. So that's about the best I can figure, and sure, I can understand that the month of June is kind of the quintessential time to release a Jurassic World movie, but if releasing it too close to a Fast and Furious movie was the problem, then you could have just moved F9 back to August 2021, which is looking pretty open right now. Heck, they released Hobbs and Shaw in the month of August. So I can't say that the reason is all that apparent to me, but this is the simple truth. We've now got 20 months to wait for Jurassic World Dominion. Now, are there any silver linings to this? Potentially. As some optimists have pointed out, it does allow for them to further perfect the film, and that is what we want. We do want this movie to be absolutely the best that it can be. And while it's unclear if they need it, it does give them more than enough time to perhaps spruce up the CGI, or to go in for a few reshoots if they decide that it's necessary. And the upside to this for me is that it gives me more time to save up some money for a round trip to England should the movie be released early there as Fallen Kingdom was. And to sort of lighten the mood with this announcement, we did get a pretty neat looking poster featuring the Jurassic Park icon inside of a round piece of amber. But the thing that I like most about it is how it highlights just how immense the cast is, with the OG actors, the familiar faces from the new trilogy, as well as the brand new blood like DeWanda Wise and Mamadou Uche. And yes, that is how you pronounce his last name, Uche. Now, as a lot of people have pointed out, Jake Johnson's name is not up there on the poster, but that doesn't really surprise me. Considering the fact that Colin Trevorrow was humoring the possibility of omitting Jake Johnson's part altogether, I'm certain that his part is going to be little more than a cameo. But with Season 2 of Stumptown cancelled and 1 spare year, his part will be filmed soon, I'm sure. And I do have to say, when Chris Pratt shared the poster, I really liked the way that he described it. 30 years of Jurassic legacy culminate in one epic final film. Like the fabled monsters of 65 million years ago, this film too shall rule the earth. That quote gives me total confidence that even if this is the start of a new era, as Frank Marshall put it, and there are going to be more movies and maybe a TV show afterwards, that this movie is still being treated more prominently like it's the end of an era, and that is absolutely vital. And we actually have a few more pieces of good news to add to this video. We have gotten our first look at the logo for Biosyn Genetics, as we see on the side of this truck that's being hauled to the set. And just as I was ready to get on camera here, we have gotten a few behind-the-scenes photos of the entire cast all together, including one image that gives us a close-up of a Biosyn Jeep, and in frame we have DeWanda Wise, Laura Dern, Chris Pratt, and Isabella Sermon. Man, she changed quite a bit in a few years. Plus, Colin Trevorrow made another small announcement, and that is that apparently a few of the crew members tested positive for the coronavirus. Now, fortunately, they all turned out to be false positives, but still, in accordance with the safety measures, filming is taking a 2-week break. But along with that, he posted a photo of one of their animatronics with a mask on, and looking closely at this thing, this is obviously not a dinosaur. With that long hair around its eyelids, this is a mammal of some kind. A lot of people believe that this is Lystrosaurus, a member of the Therapsids. This may add a bit more variety, but to be honest, I'm kind of indifferent. I mean, I'm mostly just fond of the dinosaurs. I haven't been super into, extinct mammals and whatnot. Update. In the time while I was editing this video, Colin Trevorrow confirmed on Twitter that it is indeed Lystrosaurus, making it the 4th confirmed creature for Jurassic World Dominion, along with Velociraptor, Nasutoceratops, and Compsognathus. Well, that's all I've got to talk about. These photographs and first looks that we've gotten have certainly made me smile, but the full-year delay is still quite a disappointment. It might just be for the better, I don't know. But I still can't help but feel like the decision is rather premature, so let me know what you think in the comments. Regardless, this of course does not take away any of my excitement for this movie. I don't know how often I'm going to be making videos on it, probably not as often as I have been, but I hope you guys do stick around and I hope you enjoy the content I bring out during that time. And on the bright side, when we eventually get there, the longer wait is just going to make it all the more satisfying. That is, of course, if the movie's great, which, let's be honest, it will be. That's a wrap, thank you for watching, like and share, subscribe for more. This is Pop Culture, I'm Alex Pop, and hey, after seeing the first 3 Jurassic Park movies, I waited 7 years for a 4th. I can wait 1 more year for Jurassic World Dominion.